when people are giving me terrible tennis takes.
Shut the fuck up!
When they say that the Lightning are going to take out the Maple Leafs in round one.
Shut the fuck up!
Brendan.
When someone tells me that guac is extra.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh, that's good stuff.
Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Bianca Andreescu is a US Open champion. Shapovalov with the moment.
Leila Fernandez. It is another performance to remember for the Canadians.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 4 of North of the Net, a Canadian tennis show by the Slice Tennis. Brendan McCarthy with you alongside Karina Mustafa and Stephen Boughton. And team, if you're a professional hockey player and you're playing tennis or golf early spring, that's not a good sign in the Toronto Maple Leafs. You got to give them some love, given how 2 of 3 hosts on this panel are from the GTA. They are one step closer to not playing tennis too early in their off season. So bravo. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think they got this.
It's looking good.
I'm biased.
It's looking good.
And yes, we're a tennis show, but we're all avid and passionate sports fans. So, and Shapovalov, also a huge fan of Austin Matthews. They're boys now, so
it's all related. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So if anyone's gonna give us heck on it, it's related because they're buddies now. It's official. It's posted on Instagram.
That's right.
Episode 4, we're gonna recap Madrid. We're gonna get into the Italian Open in Rome. Chapo's outburst. Thanks so much for the content boost, Dennis. And of course, we're going to look ahead to Roland Garros, the much anticipated clay event of the year, on clay, that is. And then, of course, our most popular segment, Ace of the Week and Fault of the Week. But let's begin with Madrid, Karina.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit of like a mixed kind of results with our Canadians on clay so far. We'll start with Layla because she's been kind of struggling a little bit. She made it to the round of 32 at Madrid, but then she lost to Jill Teichmann in straight sets. And then she lost today to Kasatkina in 3 sets, which I was telling Stephen and Brendan off the pod. I was like, I watched the first set and I was like, oh, okay, let's go, Layla. And then I checked the score like 5 minutes ago. Like, oh, what happened there, Stephen? I know you were watching, so.
Yeah, it was just a super tight match. I mean, Kasatkina is a solid player. Like, she is the type of player that, I mean, you might overlook, but in reality, Layla's ranking and that's a good matchup. So she gets played. It was a very, very high level match, like super good play. It was awesome to watch. But she just didn't play a good tiebreaker. Lost it in the tiebreaker. That's what happened.
I was just going to say, I will say, because I believe on our previous pod, I had Layla going the distance because of her basically taking Team Canada at the LBK qualifiers, basically carrying that squad. So I kind of said the confidence from that would carry over. But clearly not the case. She's in just a tiny rut right now, but I think Bianca's getting her form back right now. Gets a bit of a gift with a walkover in first-round matchup against Raducanu. That's you talk about a tough opening round matchup. Raducanu is like, okay, I got to go up against that. So she did take the first set, and then I think the back injury, what was it, like two games to 1 in the second set or something like that?
Yeah, I was doing a live watch along with it, and you're right, it was a big time matchup. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. The similarities, everyone was talking about it on Twitter, like both born in Canada, both won the US Open as teenagers, both with Romanian heritage, like Karina. So you could just lump Karina in with these 2 other girls. Like, they're all the same. And this, just huge stars of the game, first round. Yeah. And Bianca in the first set, at the end of the set, you could kind of tell maybe that after I kind of took the medical timeout that, there might be something wrong, but Bianca was bossing her and super strong at both wings, and she was munching on Emma's second serves. Like, it was just, she was destroying the return, hitting winners, on every second return almost. So it was a very, very good performance from Bianca anyways, and I feel like she would have won regardless. No bias.
Also, I just said LBK qualifiers. I was just in longboat key. I meant BJK. So sorry. Apologies to you two and apologies to the viewers.
Okay. It's a lot of acronyms.
No worries. But yeah, even with Bianca, like in Madrid, she beat Colin 6-1, 6-1, and she lost to Jessica Pegula, which is not a bad loss at all. Like, Pegula's had a fantastic year, and
she made the final right after that, right? Yeah.
Exactly, right? So I think like Bianca's like trending upwards right now. I think we should be very, very like positive about where she's gonna go. And I was talking about this with some friends at work, but they were taking Emma to win the match. And I was like, we are forgetting how good Bianca is on clay. We are
That's
forgetting
facts.
how she adapts. We are forgetting like, oh, I'm just so excited. Like I've been saying this on the pod for like a month now. I'm so excited for Bianca to be like fully back, because then we can remember why she won the US Open and why she's such like a talented player.
Absolutely. I feel like it's been the Bianca show. Wait for it.
Hey guys, this is Bianca Andreescu, and welcome to The Slice.
Like it's been the Bianca show ever since she came back. Obviously did the big interview with The Slice. And then I've followed all of her matches, and it's like kind of like, like we, over the last 6 months, it was just, the three, Layla, Shapo, and Felix carrying us. But then you're like, almost our like most dynamic and most exciting player is back now in Bianca, I would say. And it's very awesome. And yeah, like Brendan mentioned, had walkover, and then she won today as well. I don't know if we're getting into Rome yet. My overstepping. She had a good win today. So she's into the third round in Rome. So another good little comeback run for her.
Huge. And of course, with Felix transitioning to the men's side too. I mean, he was pretty sneaky in Madrid too. He went to the quarters, ultimately losing in straight sets to Sasha Zverev, who ended up going to the finals and losing to CA. I'm not going to say his name yet. We're saving him for our ace of the week. Pretty easy to figure out who that is.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah. fellow Spaniard, 19-year-old, not Rafa Nadal. His initials are CA. So there's
figure it out. Who else?
Yeah, I don't know. You guys can't figure it out yet. Then
I can't wait for fault of the week or ace of the week. Then I'll know. That'll be good.
Well, who knows? Who knows who's watching? I mean, this guy is just absolutely blowing up tennis now. So if you're not watching Carlos Alcaraz, then get on it. Okay, there you go. There you go.
That's who it is. Yeah. Okay.
So
good stuff.
We'll be. It's going to be another collective ace of the week, I'm sure, later on. But in terms of Denis Shapovalov, I've been itching. I was saying off air, I've been itching to get to this. He had quite the outburst in his opening round matchup against Jannik Sinner.
Absolutely. For the people who haven't seen it, here it is.
Shut the fuck up!
Karina,
pardon me.
Yeah, did you watch that? Did you watch that live, Karina, or do you want me to give a quick recap of what happened?
I did watch that live. I was just laughing. I was like, this is hilarious. This is peak like Shapo. Like we've talked about this for a while now. Like he's still like, he gets super, I don't want to say emotional, but he like these outbursts do kind of happen a lot. Like, and I've said this before that I feel like for Shapo to kind of like overcome that hurdle of like taking his game to the next level, like this has to be one of those, like suppressing these like outbursts during the matches.
Yeah, he's got to harness it.
Yeah, like it's just going to be harmful in the long term. But yeah, for now, it's just, you just have to laugh at it, because what else can you do, really?
It's too good.
And the one thing that he did do was turn it around. Like I said to you guys before we got on here, it's like he completely blew every gasket, went nuts, told this crowd to shut the F up. And I thought he was going to get defaulted. But he did turn around in the third set, which I remember when I think our first episode, guys, we were talking about how he had that blow up against Nadal in the Australian Open. And we're just like, why do you let that distract you? And then he actually ended up coming back in that match and lost just because he was playing Rafa. But it definitely distracts you and takes emotional energy out of which you need. You need to focus. So I agree with you, Karina. He needs to harness that. But I think maybe, this was a total blow up, but he did harness it. And then maybe that's a positive he can look at and move forward from it. But it is funny how it was like, I don't think he knows.
Can we hear
how
it
big
again?
it is.
Can you play it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm just going to play that whenever you guys say something I don't like.
So it is an instant meme, right? Like, Steven, I haven't really seen any of like the when you whatever on Twitter or Instagram, but I mean that I immediately thought of like when like a parent is trying to take a phone call and they got their kid like nipping at their pants trying to get their attention and they're just losing it. Like,
it's like when you
good.
When you just got the kids down and sat down and turned on the Netflix and you hear them start calling down.
Shut the fuck up!
He just had it. He had it. Like,
on the spot meme. Karina, what's your meme for this? When you
my meme, when people are giving me terrible tennis takes.
Shut the fuck up!
when they say that the Lightning are going to take out the Maple Leafs in round 1.
Shut the fuck up!
Brendan.
When someone tells me that guac is extra.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh, that's good stuff. Thank
I'm
you.
done.
Thank you, Dennis, for that. As he said, I'm going to actually be in Geneva. So he's playing Geneva next week. I mean, unless he wins Rome, it's possible. But he's going to be in Geneva, and I'm going to be there because I actually live 2 hours from Geneva. So I will be doing everything in my power to get an interview with him, and I'll kind of roast him for this in person and be like, bro,
you should really ask him, he's been acting like it hasn't, nothing happened. After he won the match, he went on Instagram, was like, on to the next round. And and then he won again. He was like, on to the next round. I'm like, are we not going to acknowledge what just happened here? Or,
I mean, yeah, I know. I don't, it could have been it was a great opportunity for him to be super calm, or you could be nice and easy match today, nothing to see here.
If you're a line judge or chair ump and you gotta watch those balls on clay, it's so arbitrary, right? You're not, obviously you can go to video review or anything, but yeah. I want to ask you guys too, what really is I guess it's an unwritten rule, don't go over the net. I was kind of thinking of basketball, right? When someone's driving the lane, goes to the hoop, gets smacked down in their back, and the player walks over them. That happened in the Raps Sixers series, right? Where I think Boucher walked over Embiid. You don't do that. It's an offense, right? Is that kind of in tennis? It's just kind of it's rude. It's not courteous. You just don't go over the net, go around it. But obviously Shapo was fired up. There's no stopping him then, right?
Yeah, well, there's it's different than the basketball thing because it's kind of an unwritten bro code thing to not step over someone. It's just I don't think they're gonna get a tech, or they might, but in tennis it's there's all these rules. So it's if you cross the net like he did, it's just an instant violation. And as you guys know, it's always escalated. So it's the first thing is a warning no matter what you do. I mean, unless you hit a ball kid, then it's you're probably just you can jump ahead to whatever. But he had already sworn, I think, so he got a warning. And then the next is just a point penalty. So he stepped over the gate, the fence, or the net, the wall. And the umpire was actually super good about it. He's like, Dennis, it's out. I can see this ball. And he's like, but unfortunately, you're over the net. You can't do that. So I'm going to have to give you a point penalty. And then that's when Dennis really blew up. It was because of the point penalty. But in reality, I said, people are always some of the people on Twitter were giving him a hard time. They're everyone knows these rules. It's or they're imagine having a profession and not knowing the rules. And I just go, okay, you have a job. Do you memorize the entire employment contract? Probably not. I actually guarantee you don't. I don't know all the clauses in my employment contract. I probably should, but so Dennis said afterwards that now he knows that. But anyways, that was a very...
And then the heckler too. The heckler, Shapo was get this guy out of there, and the chair ump's who? I didn't see what he did. How am I can't just kick a guy out? What? There's thousands of people here.
The crazy thing is, Shapo said
shut the fuck up!
And then it kept going. You can hear the crowd's not toning down after that. And then he goes across the thing and he's literally sticking his chest out he's gonna fight some guy in the crowd. And I was
nuts.
This is the guy had to come down out of his chair to break up. I was this is gonna be what is that? Malice in the Palace,
yes.
Rome, Italy
yes.
edition.
But you know what I did and Karina, you alluded to this earlier, how the temperamental attitude will just ruin his game. But I because he clawed back. He consolidated the break with that put away volley, and he ultimately won the match. Yeah. Right. So there's been times where it's just dude, you sewered your match. All this anger and you being irate is not going to help your play. So I like how he actually was able to bounce back and beat Sonego. So
absolutely, I think that's huge. A positive we can take.
Right. A quick little positive.
Totally.
And he's facing Nadal next now. So
yeah, we do have to preview that.
We know how that went down last time.
Yeah, there's I don't know. It's going to be spicy. I can't wait to watch it. I think there's a little bit of animosity. Nadal doesn't like that when people say things. I think he kind of gave him the old grandpa, son, you'll understand when you're older. In the press conference after Australia, he's once you've won something that we then you might understand that if you take a few extra seconds, they're going to let you go. And then so I feel Rafa's going to definitely try and stick it to him, but. If there was any time that Shapo could beat Rafa, since he originally did the first time, now's the time, right? Rafa's definitely still rusty from coming back, hasn't played a lot, didn't even look that really good against John Isner today. So Shapo 2 match points again in Rome last year against him, if you guys remember. So this is the moment for Shapo to step up and do it. And 3 sets, if he does do it, it'll really hurt Nadal's preparation for Roland Garros. But I don't know. I like his chances. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't know how enthusiastic I am about his chances. I gotta say, like, especially with the way that CA or Carlos Alcaraz fared against him a couple of days ago, I think Rafa.
Charlie, it's actually Charlie now.
Charlie. Okay, sure.
Well, the Shapo was put on the map from playing Nadal, as you just quickly alluded to, Stephen, like in 2017 at the Rogers Cup in Montreal, right? Like that was, I remember watching that. I was actually in Europe. I remember seeing that and watching the highlights, and it was like, this guy, he must have been, I don't even think Shapo was 20 yet. He was like, you look back, 18. He was 5 years ago, which is crazy to think, but that match put him on the map, and it was against the King of Clay. So I expect a distance marathon match here. Thinking like, Shapo, Nadal definitely going. Like I could see like two of the sets going to tiebreakers. Like it's a thrilling matchup when these guys hit the court.
Yeah, I'd say I could see a battle. I could see Shapo definitely getting 1 set. I think he's just gotten more. He was struggling, he always can struggle with a bit of consistency, and on the clay it makes it a little bit harder for him. I think just getting it square to the face, but yeah, he's the younger guy. He's the springier guy right now. He's got probably more pop in a few ways than Rafa. So I think it's Rafa's vulnerable right now, but so is Shapo because of what we just alluded to before. So
battle of vulnerability.
The weird thing is, like, usually it's like, it could either be a Rafa, sweep that just crushes him, or it could be a battle. I think it could be a Rafa sweep, a battle, or I think Shapovalov could blitz Rafa. And if he just plays a super tight game, I think he could get him in too. And I really believe that. I'm not just hoping for that.
Steven, if you get a recent or a look ahead, or just an interview of some capacity with Shapo, like if you brought that up, that's going to be like part 2 of our promo. We'll slap it on next to Bianca's promo.
That's right. I'll be like,
just get him to swear, man. Get him to swear like this is the blank slice, or you're watching the blank slice.
That's actually a good idea. You're watching the slice and shut the F up. That'd be great.
Here's our clean version.
F up, the slice is on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
here's our clean version with Bianca. Here's our R-rated version with Dennis.
Yeah, that's I like that. That's a good idea. Anyways, we should move on to a little French Open preview.
Yeah, so I was thinking what we could do is maybe create like a power rankings of who we think will go the furthest at Roland Garros based on all of our Canadians so far.
That worked out really well last time we did that.
There'll be a little more nuance this time, hopefully.
No, let's do it. I'm excited. That's a good idea. I like that. Was that before Madrid that we did that? And it was just like, it was like before Miami. It was like,
it was before Miami.
It was all
deep. They're like all first round exits were like,
geez.
I mean, hey, maybe we'll have better chances on clay. I don't know. Who knows?
I think
we'll
we
see.
We'll
start with the women.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, okay. We'll start with the women. And then I guess we could mix them if you guys wanted to. Between Layla and Bianca, I would probably go Bianca first. Then I would probably I'll mix them. I'll go Felix, Bianca. This is hard. Like between Layla and Shapo, I'm like, it could go either way. Because Layla could kind of find her groove again. Or Shapo could make like a run. I'll like inch Layla in first before Shapo. That'll be my hot take.
Inch Layla in before. Yeah, interesting. No, I know what you mean. I didn't put any thought to this beforehand, but I honestly am bullish on Shapo. I feel like he honestly like more than not, but Bianca, yeah, that's a good point because the draws there are bigger, so she'll have to play a seed not as early, right? So I feel like she can really get a roll going, and she's already looking like just the way she played yesterday in that first set against Raducanu. Forgot when her match was today. I just missed it. But I think she can get quickly back to like top 20, top 15 contender at these things. So yeah, I'd agree. I'd put Bianca first, but I'd actually go Shapo next.
Nice.
Even though he hasn't been playing, he played Madrid and he lost to Murray, which was not a good loss. But Murray's also one of the greatest of all time, and he actually was playing very well in that match. I like Shapo's movement on clay better than Felix's, and Felix has been struggling. I mean, he's been slowly getting better and better, but I just think I got it. Bianca, Shapo, Felix, Layla. Sorry, Layla. You are the youngest. Is she the youngest now still? I think she is.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't change.
And she's just in the worst form, I think, of the three of them, or the four of them, which is
Which is why it's time for her to get back into it.
Yeah, but now I don't know if she's playing until Roland Garros. So it's a tough luck to go straight into it. I feel bad for her because there is like this like crazy pressure since the US Open. Now she feels like she has to win, where she, like we said, like earlier, she was playing with house money. So it's tough.
I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. So I'll put Layla at the bottom. I'm going to go third, Shapo, Bianca to Felix, numero uno.
Okay.
So that's
not bad. That's not a bad take. Like why? Like I guess why do you see Felix as like the number one out of them? And it's honestly pretty valid. Like
I just think, I mean, recency bias, but like he is rolling right now. Like he's getting like tough matchups too. I think he's rolling right now, and he's gonna find his form on the biggest stage on a slam, right? Like I think he brings it when there's like higher stakes, and he's been getting really challenging opponents too. Like he was bounced, but not bounced. I guess it was straight sets, but he plays Zverev, and then we all know what Zverev brings. So I think just right now, like he's into it, and I think he's going to continue to find his form on clay at the French Open.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I have some I was like really shocked how he started or ended the hard court season and started the clay. I thought it was just as a top 10 player, like not being able to win matches was pretty bad. But yeah, now he's got it together, it seems, and he is moving a lot better. Yeah, he lost to Zverev, but then he just beat Alejandro Davidovich Fokina in the first match. That's a tough matchup. That
is a tough matchup in the opener. Super like, come on, Davidovich Fokina is a sneaky player, man.
Well, yeah, he made Monte Carlo finals, right? Yeah. Like he beat Djokovic. So, so Felix is actually into the third round playing Marcus Giron, who he should absolutely beat tomorrow. If he wins that, he'll play Djokovic, that's going to be
fun.
Big opportunity for him. I'm super excited for that. If he did something crazy like beat Djokovic, then his stock at Roland Garros goes way up, and Djokovic just goes way down actually, because he won't be, if he beats Djokovic won't be number one anymore. So Felix has a big opportunity to make some waves in the ATP.
I like that all of our rankings are different.
Like the four of them. Like they're not all like
we don't have our players in the same order, except for you two with Layla. You both have Layla at the bottom.
I think we should do power rankings based on us three and our performance. I guess Steven's won because he hired us, and I think Karina's better than I. So I guess I'm last. There we go, easy.
Yeah, you're very humble, Brendan. Oh, that's funny. Maybe we'll let the fans do power rankings. I don't know.
Okay.
Karina's got the most compliments so far, so no one said anything nice about me. But I'm used to it, so it's all good. Let's get into Ace of the Week. Who's ringing that in? Wait, or do we do Fault of the Week first?
We could do Ace first, because I know Brendan is just itching to talk about Ace of the Week.
Wait, what was his name again? Charlie Alcaraz? Carlos.
Did you guys hear that? Where he said Carlos is what his parents would call him if he was like in trouble. Carlitos is what people call him, or Charlie. Carlitos or Charlie?
Carlito. Well, I had the privilege of covering his semis against world number one Novak Djokovic, and honestly, the best tennis match I've ever watched. And this actually will tie into Fault of the Week because it really did screw up the scheduling because it went the distance. 7-6-7, 7-5, 7-6. Like, talk about a marathon match, textbook marathon match. Youngest player to beat a world number one in 17 years. And crazy. The former youngest player to beat a world number one, none other than fellow Spaniard Rafa Nadal, who was 19 at the time, beat Roger Federer at the 2005 French Open semis. So we're broadcasters, we're journalists, we love stories. That is a cool story.
An amazing stats that you just brought up there. A little historical dig for all the people
like,
there. But
so cool. I thought that was so cool. And obviously, like, in terms of rankings, skyrockets from, 120th to 6th. He's already cracking the top 10.
Wait, 120th? No, he was like 11th.
No, but, like, didn't he start at, like, 120?
Oh,
like,
no, it was like a year ago.
A year ago, sorry.
Time he was
like, I'm saying, like, where he started from.
So, okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, like a year ago.
Yeah, so from a year ago, 120th, now he skyrockets to 6th, which is also insane. And then,
Crazy.
like, beats Nadal and then Djokovic back-to-back. Like, never been down on a clay court tourney. So, just unreal. Like, I know we use unbelievable a lot in sports. That was unbelievable. So, he is clearly our ace of the week.
Yeah, he's my ace of the week, too. I watched that match in an English pub in Rome. So, you couldn't hear the commentators, but I was watching it with some random other guys and my wife there, and I couldn't believe it. Like, the mental fortitude he showed in the third set, he was the fresher player. Obviously, he's 19. Djokovic is like 35. He was the fresher player, and he kept having break point chances in Djokovic's serve and not taking them. And normally when that happens, Djokovic will break you, and then he'll just run away with it. But he kept not breaking, but then holding his serve, not breaking, holding his serve, and then beats him in a tiebreaker, which Djokovic is the king of tiebreakers. So just massive from CA, and that's my ace of the week. Let's
call him Carlito. Let's call him Carlito. Yeah. I like that better.
I like Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah,
I gotta tell you guys, like, I was so afraid. Like, when I was watching that match, I thought Djokovic was gonna go like 2019 Wimbledon. Like, when Carlos had the match points and then he wasn't able to capitalize, I was like, oh no, here comes Djokovic. He's gonna run away with it. I was so stressed. But yeah, just thinking about what Carlos has achieved in the last like 2 months, like winning Miami, he lost to Nadal, and then he went and he won Barcelona, and he won Madrid, beat Djokovic, Nadal back to back. Like, that's an insane run. It's crazy.
4 titles in 2022, and we're only in May, so
it's crazy. It's a lot of people are saying he's the best player on tour right now, and it's kind of hard to dispute that.
And second best odds, we were saying prior to recording, second best odds to win Roland Garros next to Nadal. Yes,
right now. I mean, I think that could change, but
come on.
Yeah, if we have a betting sponsor, we might soon. We could take a look at those odds prior to the French Open. I would put money on Djokovic or Tsitsipas if they were behind Carlos, just because of what I said at the beginning of the show. But anyways, I've already said that. So
I'm putting my money on Carlos to win Roland Garros. He's winning it all. He's winning it all. And I'm not going to owe you guys any sleeve of balls or anything. Like I'm going to just.
We still haven't gotten the ones.
I know. Well, I can easily get them to Krina, but I don't know how.
I've been checking my mail every day. I don't understand. There might be a.
He is winning. He is winning Roland Garros.
That would be even crazier than what he's already done. So let's just put it that way.
Lock it in.
Let's talk about fault of the week, and that is honestly been coming for a while now. If we're really being honest about this, I feel like tennis has had a problem with scheduling for as long as I can remember. But yeah, just this past weekend we had a men's semifinal, women's final sandwiched in between, and then another men's semifinal. Of course, the semifinals ran very long, and then the women's finals kind of squished in between, and that led to kind of like some controversy, some complaining from players. It's so frustrating because, like, I know some people like to pin it on they're not respecting the women's side by doing this, but then also the way that I see it is that there's been issues with both the ATP and the WTA with scheduling. So I'm not sure if this is just kind of like directing it to the women's side only. I feel like it's a problem for both sides. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
I think it's I don't understand. It's the Spanish. I know they do things late, but I was like, why are they like, we have all day. There's literally only 3 matches to play on Saturday, or what? I think it was a Saturday, right? So it's like I think Djokovic and Alcaraz started at 4 p.m. It's like, well, why not just start at like noon? And then, but yeah, you should start with the women's final first, because I think the main complaint was that it's a final and they don't even know when they're starting. They just have to wait for another match to end. It's kind of a little bit dusty. And yeah, the schedule. And then I think Zverev was totally fair to complain. Like he apparently, went to bed at 5 a.m. the night before the final. It's just like, yeah, you kind of have no shot at that point. It's like, it's crazy.
It was disgraceful. Like I started my shift, the coverage of the Alcaraz Djokovic match at 10, just after 10. So they're thinking like, that'll wrap up ideally, like maybe Djokovic sweeps them. So that's done at noon. Then we like ease into the final, and then somehow we play the other semi. Like, why? It's ridiculous how they tried to wedge in Jabeur and Pegula in the middle. Like, it's just like, it's a final, but we'll just try and slip it in. Like, what is it, like a round of 64 matchup? Like, I think that deserved to be like on Sunday. Like, put the women's final in the morning Sunday, and then Zverev and Tsitsipas the one after. Like, why are we trying to wedge it in?
It's weird because
zero sense.
Yeah, it is. It does make no sense. The
joke.
WTA draw started way earlier in the week, and then the ATP starts kind of later, and they have to cram the ATP in. So
such a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke, and tennis is convoluted. It's a fault. That's what it is.
Brendan's all
bad news. Bad news.
He's taking a page. He's taking a page out of Shapo's book.
Shut the fuck up!
I was pissed.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
that's a fault of the week, and that's a great I think overview of all the Canadians on clay. We're deep into their clay swing now, and I don't know, I'm very hopeful for Rome right now. We have 3 out of the 4 still alive. Bianca should win her next match. She's playing Martic, who's a qualifier. FA should win his. He's playing Giron. Chapo should win his. He's playing a little dirt rat named Rafa. I'm just joking. No, but I'm stoked that we got 3 people still alive and looking good in Rome.
It's been a slice.
This has been the Slice. This has been North of the Net on the Slice, and we will see you guys all next time. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts on everything we talked about in the comment section below, and follow these 2 beauties on the Twitters for hot takes weekly. See you guys later.